Hi, and welcome to Alaskan in the Philippines. Today I thought I'd talk about the comparing Dumaguete here to Hua Hin. I had some commenters asking, they wanted to see a comparison, although I've actually done one kind of on both, I think, Philippines and Thailand. But yeah, I can be a little more specific and go into Dumaguete versus Hua Hin. So I started my retirement in Dumaguete, Philippines. This July, I flew out 20th of July, I think, and I stayed there for 2 months, and I was I was doing okay, but it was kind of lonely life, and the walking wasn't that good. Everything was much better than where I came from, though, so I was able to see new people. Everything is new, and it's cool. I like the Philippines. I really do. I could live there. If I wasn't in Thailand, I'd probably go back to the Philippines. I think, of course, I haven't been to many other places either, but that's one place I could live. There's paradise there if you can find it. And every, place is different, and every situation is different, and everything you're gonna want is different, with each person. But starting out, I I would say that comparing the lifestyle of the Philippines to the lifestyle here in Hua Hin is a whole different ball game. Actually, for me here, there's a lot more nightlife in Hua Hin. Even though I'm not a drinker and I'm not going to the bars or the cat houses or even the massage parlors, it's here if I wanted it, and I just love that freedom of being able to have everything I want. Not that that's anything I desire or anything, but I like to walk in the markets at night, the street markets and stuff, the food vendors and all that. You really don't have that much in the Philippines. In Dumaguete, where I was, at night the lights go out pretty much. There's no street lights in a lot of places, and not a lot of sidewalks. Here in Hua Hin's well lit up. Even the side streets, they have lights on them all. There's no sidewalks again, so that's another comparison, But it is nice. One thing I don't like about it, if I could think of one thing I don't like about either place, is the air and water quality. Here in Hua Hin, I would say the air quality is a little worse than I was in Dumaguete, but I don't even know about that. At times it was probably worse in the Philippines because everybody burns their trash and leaves. I mean, the neighborhood smokes up in the evening, it smokes up in the morning. So maybe even the Philippines is worse. Here it's coming in. I think it's got a stink to it, like it's pollution. I think a lot of it's from China, I think, and I'm blowing my nose, getting black out of my nose. Not black, but I can see some kind of discolored boogers. Sorry to get graphic, but so there is some air quality issues that I don't like. The water it's borderline right here. People swim, and I could see swimming in it, but it's a little borderline for me. I haven't been in it yet. Plus the jellyfish, although the jellyfish have subsided, they're not around anymore. Few, but not like it was when I came here. That was my original fear, was getting in the water with all the jellyfish. So the water quality is similar in both places, although a little better here. They pick up the beach here. A lot of people do pick up the beach every morning. I see you don't see much trash at all, even in the whole town. People really do go out of their way to keep it clean. The Philippines, you see street sweepers too, and people keep their immediate areas clean. They sweep it and stuff. But then the lots and the empty lots, people will throw their trash and garbage like there's no trash pickup, and the dogs will be ripping into trash all over all the time. So yeah, there's a bigger litter problem in Dumaguete than there is here in Hua Hin. Hua Hin is really clean, actually. It's very clean. I mean, they really go out of their way. They sweep the curbs every morning. They have crews going around. So yeah, so there's that. One thing about that, and then we'll get to the language, here in Hua Hin, it's tough speaking. It's really, you're really hard up to speak English, really. And it's so discouraging too, because you see a lot of foreigners, but they're not talking to you or unable to talk to you either, because they don't speak English either. So it's kind of you can become lonely here pretty quick and easy, and that's can be a big factor on your retirement and how you're gonna feel. If you're bummed out and you're bored and lonely, there's no reason you don't want to be here. You'll probably want to go back home. So that's something to consider. And in the Philippines, they speak English, you know, they can speak English. Let me be clear about this. They don't speak English, but they can. Okay, you guys got that? When you're in a crowd, you're not going to hear English around you. You're going to hear Filipino, Tagalog, or Bisaya. You're not going to hear English spoken. When they address you, they'll speak to you in English. And it's got a thick accent. You're going to have a tough time understanding a lot of it sometimes, you know. But hey, that's a big step up from no English to pulling out the translator, you know, and that's what you have to do here in Thailand. And it's too bad, but you know, it is what it is. We should be learning their language, you know, and even in the Philippines, you'd really be lonely and missing out again if you're not speaking the language or learning it or have someone there to speak English with, because you're not going to hear English if you're not speaking to somebody that speaks English, because all the Filipinos, they'll be speaking Filipino all the time. They don't. When you go to a family gathering, all the parties, you'll be sitting there by yourself if you're the only Caucasian in the room. There's nobody. They'll speak to you once in a while. Do you want another beer or something, you know? But their conversation is not going to include you, and it'll be a lonely feeling for you. So there's that. And then the financial situation, the money, you know, the same in the Philippines. Things are cheap in the Philippines. Your U.S. dollar goes quite a ways, but it's getting expensive. It's getting to be Western prices. Dumaguete was really blowing up, probably due to YouTube and all the vloggers, but the properties were hard to find. I was really having a difficult time. The best I could do was $440 a month for a studio apartment out of the city, so I had to, you know, then I had a transportation issue to get into the excitement of anything at night, because I was out in the boonies, everything dark out and it wasn't that far out of town. It was halfway between Valencia and Dumaguete, so it was just, might as well have been out in the boonies, you know. There's still a lot of traffic zooming by on the road, but it was kind of out in the country. Everybody had cows around you and chickens and roosters everywhere. That's another thing you don't hear in the Thailand. You don't hear constantly. And you do hear that constantly in Dumaguete, anywhere you are, unless you're on a top floor, and they only have like one condo there. So that's another thing. In the condo choices in Thailand are here in Hua Hin are way, way, way better. I have much better choice of where to stay, and actually cheaper. If in my opinion, there's cheaper condos. You can get a room here for $200 a month. If you really look, you'll find one. Again, you got to come at the low season, or you're going to be disappointed. You're going to and they're all sold out during the high season. So do check ahead before you come. Figure what month you're coming, you know. So the low season's around November to March. Keep that in mind. Or the high season, November to March. You're probably going to have a tough time getting a room here. Dumaguete, you could probably get a room there at any time. I don't think they have a real high or a low season. But for me, the market was tight when I got there. I was really having a hard time, and I was lucked into that studio. It was a nice, good place. I liked it. And it was set up nice, all complete, 100%. Just walk into it. They had nice gas burner cooker out on the patio, running water out in the patio. Everything was really nice. I liked the place. Pool in the middle of it, compound with a pool in the middle. It was nice. But it was about my only choice. There's small houses and stuff. So comes us to another issue, the safety factor. In the Philippines, I felt myself, I didn't ever get nothing stolen from, but I felt I was always kind of being watched. And I think that if I was to move into a house that wasn't totally bars with bars on the windows and barricades and wall and stuff, wall and security, I think I would actually have a chance of getting broke into eventually. I think somebody would get desperate enough. I think the foreigners would probably get broke into. That's the feeling I get, because you can sense the poverty there compared to Hua Hin. This here is kind of a middle class society. There's no real poverty. There's no beggars. Again, the Philippines, you're going to run into a lot of begging, a lot of poverty. It's going to be right in your face, unavoidable, really. So that's one thing. It's kind of heartbreaking. In fact, it is heartbreaking to watch. You know, some of the kids, you know, like they say, naked kids in the street begging even. So that'll tug at your heartstrings. And here they don't have it. You know, they have. You know, I see one old lady on a motor scooter. She's don't have Social Security. She rides around and asks for gas money, and I give it to her. You know, because there's no beggars here in this area. In Hua Hin, maybe Bangkok or other parts, but I'm sticking to Dumaguete here. So, And then the beach quality, like I was mentioning, the water quality. In Dumaguete, here I can walk right from my condo to the beach. Even at the close by condo, or the other condos in town are pretty much all within walking distance of the beach. It's so close. The town is right a beach strip town, you know, so all the condos on both sides of the street, and even a ways off, you're still gonna have condos well within walking distance of the beach. So you're right on the beach. Every morning I can just walk down to the beach without anything and just have a nice walk on a nice clean beach. And in Dumaguete, I couldn't do that because where I was living, I was out away from the beach. That's because I couldn't afford property on the beach. But there ain't a beach in Dumaguete. Dumaguete don't have a beach. It has a boardwalk. They actually have a piece of small Silliman Beach, I think it is, above, but it's mostly a cement seawall, boardwalk they call it. They call it the boardwalk, or the boulevard is what they call it. And they all go there and walk, and they set up some vendors there, but it's pretty poor choice of vendors. That's where the balut stands all set up, the half-grown chicken eggs. They set up stands of those. There'll be 20, 30 stands of those, but there's no barbecue chicken or anything else. It's all just that, you know. And then they sell balloons and kids' toys and stuff. But that's about it. Oh, they do have some barbecue chicken. If you go down the other end, they've extended the boulevard to go down on the end, and so yeah, there is some chicken down there, but there ain't really like the markets here. And that was for me to get down to just the beach seawall too, and so there's no beach there. For me to actually go to the beach where it's clean in Dumaguete, I would have to go to Darwin, and that was about a 45-minute ride from Dumaguete. You had to get a trike to go down there and find a resort that would let you access the beach, usually pay a day fare, a day pass to go through, and or stay and order some food. Or I used to stay down there. I'd pick a resort and stay. It's nice. Go snorkeling. It was nice, and I'll have to say the water quality there was top notch for me. It was nice and clear. The diving and stuff, snorkeling shops all over the place, diving shops all over the place. Here in Hua Hin, there's no diving shops. This is all kite boarding. I go out in the afternoon. There's 100 kite boarders out here. There's 4 or 5 kite boarding shops right here. E-foil, they do that e-foil here, wing foil. It's crazy, but this is the best spot in the world for it, for this beach. But yeah, for me to get to the beach and from Dumaguete, I got to drive down to Darwin, and then it is a nice beach, and there's nice coral there, little patches of coral. For you know, it's nice for just being able to dive right from shore. Just the snorkel mask, you can go out and see all the fish and corals. So I'll give them that. Dumaguete is better beach than where I am here in Hua Hin. Although I haven't got a snorkel and gone in yet, I'm assuming that's better because I don't see any coral here. I do want to get a mask and go in. I need to get a prescription though, so it's going to be spendy. But anyway, that's a comparison. And now I guess I better talk about the dating. I don't know much. I got a Thai friend I asked out, and she went out to dinner with me, and we became friends. She friend zoned me right away, which is fine. I can't really afford a girlfriend, and she don't have time for a boyfriend. That's her story, and she's right. She don't, and I can't either. So it works out. We're friends. We see each other once a week. We go out. I take her out for dinner once a week. And tonight's our night. We go out again tonight. We're gonna go to the market. It should be pretty cool. I'll try to get some video of that. But yeah, it's been me and her doing that. So the dating here is going to be tough. You're going to be almost non-existent. The Thai women will almost not even look at you. You're really going to have some game, let me tell you. And it could be just because they're shy. I haven't approached any and tried to date any. Actually, I'm shooting 100%. I asked one girl because she showed some interest, and I thought I'd just asked her to eat, and she did. She wanted to. So she turned into a good friend, but it ain't actually a romantic relationship or nothing like that. So, you're going to be up against the language barrier, and that can be a tough one. You got to break the ice, and it's hard to go up with a translator, but hey, try it. It might work. Like somebody was telling me in the comments, do the George Costanza opposite. Just say, hey, I live in my mom's basement. I'm 43, balding and overweight. Would you like to have dinner? And they might say, yeah. It's worth a try. And if I ever get to that point, I might try it too. I've been thinking about if I see a goddess, I might just walk up and try it. She can do is shoot you down. But a lot of them are in Russian. There's Russian beauties here. Oh my gosh, there's just some real spectacular looking ladies I know they're Russian, beautiful blondes. I mean, look like supermodels. I don't know what they're doing, vacation or rich or whatever, but there's quite a few. There's a lot of Russian families here. A lot of small kids. They're all Russian. Must be Ukraine and Russian, because I don't think people bring their kids on vacation like that. Because it's everywhere. People pushing strollers around here. It's either young couples or old people. It's weird. But yeah, the dating game, you're going to have to up your game here in Thailand, in Hua Hin. In the Philippines, it can be lonely too. If you're a shy guy, you're going to strike out a lot there too. I didn't find dates there either. I didn't approach many or any women, actually. I don't think about it. I was I wasn't really dating. I couldn't afford it, so I knew I didn't try. But yeah, they won't talk to you. They're shy too. Some will smile. They'll giggle and smile, and some will kind of, with their friends, point at you and stuff. If you can take those hints and turn yourself into a Casanova kind of dude that can go up and sweet talk to ladies, you'd be doing pretty good. You know, the Philippines, I will concur that the Philippines would be easier dating, just because, again, the language barrier. The Filipino women are beautiful too. You know, there's a lot of very beautiful women. I see more overweight Filipino women than I see overweight Thai women here. It's my opinion. It could be the diet and stuff. Now that's another thing. The food, hands down, the food here in Thailand, in Hua Hin, is better than the food in Dumaguete. Although the food in Dumaguete, I could eat it, and I could eat, the restaurant food was good. It was more expensive, less of it, and it had hours where it closed. Here, the street food and the markets are almost going nonstop all the time. In the malls, they got our shopping centers too. They got two way better malls than Dumaguete's malls, two malls. They're pretty small malls in Dumaguete. These are really nice, state-of-the-art, both of them beautiful big malls. So yeah, they got them beat on that. So in summary, and anyone that lived in Dumaguete and came here to Hua Hin would be forced to concur that Hua Hin is a much nicer, easier place to live for ease-wise and just natural ease of living. It's easier here. But some people might like it better there, too. The countryside is nicer, You get out of those cities and it could be a really nice life, a rural life, if that's what you're looking for. So I'm just comparing cities kind of, and everybody's results are going to vary depending on who you meet and how lonely you get and how much money you have. So it's all, it's a juggle, But yeah, that's my honest opinion. I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything. I'm trying to give you guys that don't know for sure. That's my opinion. If you want an easier life, it's probably going to be here. If you want to work at it and deal with a lot of red tape and some infrastructure problems, try Dumaguete. Try them both. You might like one or the other. And you're always going to need to do a border run, so go to the other one, It's probably what I'll do yet. So, well, that's my simpleton comparison. Your results may vary. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.